Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maureen, and this week I have to make a party dress. So that puts a lot of things on pause for me as far as what I wanted to do at the start of April, but that's okay because we all love a party dress. And so this is Monday, April 1st, and the party, or really the awards ceremony, is on Saturday. So just to give you a little bit of context, my husband Joe, he is part of the local media here where we live, and so every year they have an award ceremony for all of the local media journalists. So he's won a couple of awards in the past, so fingers crossed that he wins again. But let me get into the most important details. What are we wearing? So after sourcing dozens, and I do mean dozens, of patterns that I have in my own stash, I decided that I want to make Simplicity 8594, and I want to make this view, which the model is wearing, which is view C. And I've actually made this pattern in the past, but I actually made this view right here. So I really want to do the A-line skirt. The neckline looked absolutely gorgeous on me when I made it last year, so I'm hoping that lightning will strike twice in a sense. And the other thing is that I was extremely hell-bent, or really just super conscious about using all of the fabric that I have here in my stash, because if you have been following or subscribed for at least the last month, then you know that I have purchased at least 2 mystery boxes, one from Fabric Mart, and then the other one was from Move Fabrics, and both had really decent cuts of fabric. So I actually have some fabric here from those mystery boxes that I plan on using for this dress. Now this is, I wouldn't call it a black tie event, it's more like semi-formal, business casual. Like last year when I went with him, I did see some of the younger girls, they really took the formal like to the other side of it, and they had on like floor-length gowns and stuff like that. And then there were people like me and a few of his other co-workers who had just cocktail dresses. So I would say I'm erring on the side of cocktail dress this year, and I'm actually going to use this black suiting fabric that I got out of the Fabric Mart mystery box, and this is 2.5 yards, approximately 60 inches. So with this dress, it'll cover that. That's gonna be all right for this. But then I know from making it last year that this dress does require a lining. So I had some black fabric from my mood box that is actually going to be enough for the lining piece. And I'm not actually sure, because if you watch that video, there's no fabric content information on any of the fabric I got, but to me it feels like it can sustain the weight of this suiting fabric, and it's also light enough to be a lining. So we're just gonna go for it, and I'm about to take this into the washing machine or into our laundry room and do a pre-wash, and we'll go from there. And because I am making view C and I've already made view D, I really just have to cut out the skirt for this, and that's it. So in pre-washing my fabric, I discovered that this is more like a two-way stretch and the edges didn't really fray. So I really don't know what type of fabric this is, but I'm hoping that it works for this dress. So I cut out my lining pieces, and I took an inch up on all the bodice pieces from the last time I made this, and I kept those same modifications. So you see those lines there, and I kept that throughout the entire bodice. So now I'm going to move ahead and cut out the outer pieces and the skirt pieces as well. And I'm doing all of this before I have to go into David's bridal today, so I'm hoping I can get this done before I have to leave to start work. So today is Thursday, and I need to change out my serger thread so I can get started on this project. I didn't touch the project on Wednesday because I had 4 fittings at work and I was tired when I got home. So I told myself that Thursday and Friday I would most definitely have to dedicate 100% of my time to completing this dress. So my dress has pockets, and I'm going to serge the curves of the pockets first. That way it's not as difficult after I have sewn everything together. And this is just something that I do. I highly recommend that you do it too, just because it really makes sewing pockets 100% easier. So I'm going to finish my skirt edges individually, and so I'm actually marking my notches. That way, after they're serged, I'll know exactly where the notches are, and I'll be able to sew together the correct pieces. To be honest with you, I don't know why I recut the notches, but let's just go with it. And I definitely just wanted to show you guys what it's like to mark your notches after you've serged your edges and whatnot. So this is something I probably should have did before I got into the serging and whatnot, but I am going to stay stitch the skirt pieces and then get started on attaching them with the pockets and whatnot. We got pockets. These pockets is clean, y'all. Clean. And the skirt is definitely full. So today is Friday, and as a reminder, the event is tomorrow. And all I have to do is sew my bodice, sew the lining, attach the bodice, attach the zipper, do the hem, and attach the straps. So it is a full day, but I'm game. I also like to work on the lining pieces first, just in case there's any sort of weird discrepancies with how the bodice goes. I can figure it out on the lining versus figuring it out on the outer pieces. So I'm sewing up the lining first, and so far everything's working out, and then the next thing I'll do is work on the outer pieces. So here's a quick pro tip. Anytime that I am working on a princess seam or just any seams that are like this, I always open the bodice up, and any curves that I have on those seams, I always press them over my pressing hand. So I did fabric interfacing, which is this short strip right here, because these two pattern pieces, and I remember it from the last time I made it, it was kind of confusing. They say that this is for interfacing, right? But if I were to put actual interfacing right here, it would overlap on the seams, and I think that that's kind of weird. And this dress survived the last time with fabric interfacing, so I'm just gonna do that and keep it moving. And it doesn't say on here cut 2 of fabric, 2 of interfacing. It is clearly interfacing, but I'll survive, I'll manage. So I actually put this on the wrong side, that way it'll just be a reinforcement on this side, and I'm just gonna sew that at the top of this here, and I think it'll be fine. The next step is the straps, and this is not even really challenging. You just have to pay attention to the notches on the pattern pieces and the notches on the actual instructions to make sure that you're putting the curves where they need to go. And my fabric is kind of thick here, so I am going to use my pressing hand to make these as flat as possible. So now that all of the outer pieces are attached, I am going to attach my lining pieces to the bodice, and we're going to sew this down. I'm sewing starting on the center front and then working my way down that little mountainside. There's no other way to say it, I'm sorry. And I did mess up, you'll see in a little bit here on the bodice, but I grabbed my seam ripper and unpicked those seams real quick. But I don't know, I just decided to leave it in for you guys. So now I am going to attach my skirt piece to my bodice piece. So once my bodice and my skirt were attached, of course, I pressed those seams upwards, and then I started working on my invisible zipper. And no, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. I am sewing this down. However, I actually basted the zipper down first, checked the placement of the zipper, and I was satisfied with the placement. And so now I am using my real 2.4 stitch length to sew this down. And I like to use my regular zipper foot to sew down the lining of the bodice along the zipper side. I find that the narrow foot actually helps with keeping the lining pieces out of the zipper teeth. Alright, so all that's left is to sew the lining of this bodice, and I'm using some button thread here, and I'm also going to hem this skirt. Now tomorrow I do have to go to work before this event, so stay tuned to watch all of the magic before that. Hey y'all, so it is the morning of the event, or tonight's the event, and I just got dressed for work. I'm in all black, and I'm actually wearing McCall's 7769, I think. It's a really popular pattern. Anyway, I did not like the shoes that I had in my closet, so before I actually go to David's Bridal today at 11, I need to go to DSW, which is on the other side of town, and find some cute shoes. Now, it is 9:45. DSW opens at 10, and I have to be at work at 11. Let's see if I can do this. By the way, I've packed everything up in the car. Dress, shoes, hair, makeup, lotions, everything. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Just made it. So, lots of shoes. And there was one pair of shoes that I saw online that I'm looking for specifically, and it has the cute little bow in the back. I'm not seeing that here, and it's making me upset. But hopefully I can find like a great secondary option just to pull this outfit together. So I settled on these Jessica Simpsons, and these are kind of just like your business pump, and this is what we're gonna have to go with. I have to go to work, I have things to do, and I mean, as long as they're comfortable, I'm good. Okay, so I just left out of there. It is 10:18, and I got my basic black pumps. You guys saw me try those on. It was definitely an excursion getting that rung up. I was trying to use a 25% off coupon that I saw online, and the checkout lady, she was so rude, so nasty. But and I was really not trying to give that energy back to her because I needed my coupon. So I was as nice as I could be, but I think no pun intended, her day started off on the wrong foot, because when I asked her like 10 minutes earlier, like, hey, do you guys have any basic black pumps, she kind of like rolled her eyes at me. So that's on her, that's not me. Like I said, I got my coupon, so I got an additional 25% off on these shoes, which made it a little bit more palatable for my budget. So now I am going to drive across town and head into work. Okay, so I just made it to work. I should probably move my dress. It should not be near the cleaning supplies at all. But I just got here. It's like 10:52, so I made it on time to work. And I brought in my dress, and because I'm gonna change here, and Joe's gonna pick me up, and then we're gonna go together. And I bought all of my undergarments and stuff like that. Made it to work on time and got my shoes. See y'all later. So we are finally on the way to the event, and it's at the Old Capitol Inn in downtown Jackson. This is the courtyard. It's very quaint and cute, and inside is where all of the awards are happening. So this is the MAB awards ceremony, and basically all of the television stations and radio stations across the state come out for these awards every single year. So the big surprise of tonight, like no one saw this coming, WAPT, my husband's TV station, won Station of the Year. Like no one saw this coming at all. So yeah, we were super excited. They're going up to accept the award, and yeah, this was definitely the moment of the night. And Joe took home a few awards for his Blitz show, which is the football program that they have every single football season, and there were a couple of other sports standout stories that his department won for as well. So Joe had a really great night as well, and we came home super ecstatic, super happy. Congratulations to all the winners. This was a fantastic night. Thank you guys for coming along on this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, let me know. If you're not following me, you can follow me at Raven Maureen on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!